Greetings, cyberdogs and citizens of the interbubs. This is ReNDoG, aka the Big Frickin' Cheese, coming at you in another episode of Modern Minecraft from the FoolCraft 3 server. What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to FoolCraft. You may have noticed a little bit of bling blings on my chest over there. Can you guys see that? Oh, that is looking pretty spicy. That, my friends, is an Obsidian loyalty badge for 80 hours of playtime on the FoolCraft server. The Big Cheez racking in the grinds, my friends, like nobody's business. I'm proud to announce, guys, that we have spent the longest amount of time on the server so far, and that's pretty awesome. Unfortunately, all that time hasn't really resulted in much. We probably could have done a lot more if we were better at modern Minecraft. But anyway, that all aside, welcome back to Big Cheez Power out here in the desert. My dudes, I have got some exciting stuff to show you today. My goodness, it has been pretty crazy, man. Since we were last together, I've been hard at work here at Big Cheez Power trying to get the place ready to be turned into a giant power facility of doom. The idea out here, of course, is that we're going to be generating power out of grilled cheese sandwiches, but we're also going to be using some of the wastes coming out of that process, more specifically seeds, to generate some power out of a diesel engine, which we put together last episode from Immersive Engineering. Since then, as you can see, I've been hard at work out here getting the place ready. Basically, our grilled cheese sandwich factory consists of a multiple of different parts, right? We've got the bone meal factory, which is basically a bunch of sheep pooping over here. We've got the wheat factory over there. We have got the salt factory over there, and we have got the milking facility over there, right? So these are all the ingredients we need to make grilled cheese sandwiches, and I've just been sort of arranging them, or trying to arrange them quite neatly here, and we're going to be able to turn this into like one massive factory. In the center here, I think we'll have the processing facility that makes the grilled cheeses. And then somewhere over there, we will have the array of culinary gen. All right, hold the phone. Getting a little bit ahead of myself over here, guys. Let's take this episode one step at a time, because to get things going for today, we got some business to attend to, don't we? Last episode, or last week, should I say, we took a bunch of jobs from the government, and we made ourselves a butt ton of money. And I want to go collect that cash money, baby. We also got to pay rent for the Big Cheez. We've got to also finish one more job that we took in the last episode, which was street lights for Full City. We managed to torch Full City up, but we didn't actually get to the street light section of that job. And as you can see, I have been pretty busy on a design for street lamps for Full City. Looking pretty amazing, right? All chisel and bits like nobody's business. As you can see in the inventory, I've got a bunch of positive chisel designs over here. And maybe what we could do to kick things off today is go install some of these lamps at Full City. And actually, the night is coming. So this is a great opportunity to show you how beautiful these lamps are in Full City. Let's get over there, baby. I know. The Big Cheez has done good in Full City. Don't those street lamps look amazing? And as the sun is setting, look at this place, man. Street lamps all the way up the wazoo. It's taken me about 6 hours or so to get most of the street lamps installed into the town. And it's been a very, very interesting exercise, if I'm completely honest with you. Let me start from the very beginning. I kind of want to show you guys exactly how we make one of these street lamps, because I think they're really, really beautiful, and they fit the style of Full City so well, right? We've got this sort of classic look to them, and adding a little bit of class to an otherwise foolish server, if you know what I'm saying. Let's make one of these street lamps right here together. Actually, we could probably make one down here. Yeah, let's do it over here, and I'll show you guys exactly how I made one of these things, okay? First thing that I'm going to do is suck up one of these street lamps, though. Let's just get rid of one of these so I can show you how it works. And Chisel and Bits is one of my favorite mods in the entire world. I absolutely love it. We will definitely get into some more chiseling and bitsing in this series, but one of the most awesome things about Chisel and Bits is that you can make something called a positive chisel design, and it looks a little something like this to make. It's kind of cheap to make, right? It's just water bucket, paper, and lapis, and you can make a positive chisel design, and with that, you can copy anything that you make out of chisel and bits, right? So say, for example, I made a little something like that. I just pooped some chisel out onto the floor. I could use this positive chisel design to copy that, and then we can place it however many times we want. We can also go backwards and undo things in chisel and bits that we don't like, which is very, very useful. And when you want to do stuff like, for example, removing things that you don't do, you can use your chisel. And when you want to do stuff like this, right, where you're creating a bunch of different amazing chisel designs, you can use the positive chisel designs to really help speed things up. So it took about 2 hours or so, I guess, for me to design the actual lampposts and the actual light itself, which I took inspiration from London, actually. There's some really beautiful street lamps that sort of go along the Thames. If you've ever walked along the Thames, you would see them. And I kind of used that as inspiration for these lamps. So let me show you exactly what we did here. You can hold down shift to see exactly what design your positive chisel design is copying. There we go. There's the actual lamp bit, right? Let's just place one here for observation purposes, right? And we'll go to a single bit here just to have a look. So what we have here is a chiseled basalt. And if I crank open one of my chisel bags, you should be able to see which it is. Yeah, we're using this chiseled basalt. I think it's big tile. And then there's another chiseled basalt called, I think it's panel, are the two chiseled basalts that I'm using. And then we're using a little bit of white stained glass as the actual lamp shade itself. And then inside the lamp, we are using white glowstone, which is pretty interesting. Take a look at this, man. White glowstone is made out of white glowstone dust, which is made from glowstone surrounded by bone meal or white dye, which is pretty sweet. Also, I hear a zombert right now. And there should be no zombies around here because, yeah, there's a mega torch here somewhere. Hi, where did you come from, my son? Get out of here, jeez. Dropping me your brain and everything. But yeah, so this is the lamp design that I went for, right? And if we sort of chisel away some of these things, you can see that we kind of have like a lamp of white glowstone in the center to sort of show that like the light part of it, the light bulb section of it, I guess, which I think looks really, really nice. And then, of course, we've got the street lamp pole itself, which I tried to add a lot of different layers and a couple of curves here and there. And as we go up the pole, we have a couple of like connection beams, I suppose. And the reason that I wanted these little things here is because take a look at this, right? If we walk down the road, I want you to take note of these little, like, in the center here, these things. I don't know what to call them. I guess it's breaking up the sort of flatness of the street pole itself, right? Can you see that as we approach them? It just has a little bit of interest over there and a little bit of interest here and a bit of interest here. And I think it just helps to make the whole street lamp design look a lot more realistic, right? And look how beautiful they look, man. Oh, baby, they look absolutely amazing. Absolutely love them, man. Let's head back to the one that we were working on, though, because I can show you exactly how easy it is to make these things once you have them created. I know some of you guys are saying, Ren, you have spent far too much of your life on this, but honestly, the majority of the time was spent on the initial design. And once I was happy with the design, then it became pretty easy to install these things. So let's say we wanted to install another street lamp directly opposite from this one. Let's get all the pieces that we need here, right? So we need the base, then we need the pole itself, then we need the middle pole, then the top part, and then the lamp, and then the top of the lamp, which will go over there. And this is exactly where we're going to do it. So we're going to change it to placement, get the base down, and then we'll build the first pole. And I think it's 1, 2, yeah, so 1, 2 straight poles. This one, boom, and then we just go up a little bit here. One by one, as we go up, we just go to the next positive chisel design, right? Which is going to be this one. And then the next one is going to be this one that holds the actual lampshade itself. Then we go up a couple of more spots over here. And then there is the lampshade itself. And kaboom, beautiful. And then the very top, the little crown of the lamp. And there we go, baby. Street lamp has been created. Absolutely amazing. Now, unfortunately, the problem with these street lamps is that they don't actually emit enough light to create light below them. So I've had to be a little bit sneaky here with the design of street lamps for Full City. Let me just get a clean positive chisel design, and let's hit F7 over here, right, to show us where there is no light. So as you can see over here, we don't have any light around this particular street pole, right? And over here we do. Now, if we take away these torches and stuff, you can see that there is light coming out from this street lamp. However, the light isn't coming coming from up there. It's coming from down here. Let me make a copy of this and a little bit of a placement. And what we have is some white glowstone with a single pixel layer of concrete on top of it. And that is where I am laying down the light for for Full City, right? So what I'm doing is replacing the block beneath the street lamp with this glowstone block. And of course, we can do the same thing in the pavement itself, right? So the pavement doesn't actually change, but we do get rid of the light in the pavement itself. So that is how I've actually been adding light into a Full City. However, I kind of like the fact that there's a little bit of darkness here and there. You know, if you walk down the streets of a city, the light isn't constant. It does have these sort of rounded areas as you walk down, and that is, of course, because you know, the light from the street lights sort of goes in a circle around the street light. So I kind of like the effect, and I want to keep it this way. There we go. Look at that, right? I kind of like those little shadows on the road. So I don't want to get light all over the place. With mega torches, we'll be able to stop any mobs spawning in Full City anyway. So we can play around with the light a little bit. But yeah, my dudes, that is the street lights of Full City almost installed. I still have a couple more to do over here. I think I still need to do this road over here. So I'll tell you what, man, I'm going to settle in for a little bit of chisel and bitsing, and then we'll get back to business. Kaplam! How many of you guys are at this very moment furiously typing away in the comment section, Ren, you missed out 2 pixels in your 4-lamp design, you noob? Well, you guys can stop typing. I actually spotted it, okay? These 2 blocks over here were missing in the 4-lamp design. I've now fixed it, and I have fixed all of the 4 lamps so that they are looking absolutely gorgeous. I love these designs, right? I love this little curving thing here. I think that looks so amazing. We got one more light to install in Full City, guys, and then we can go and check on our money inside of Town Hall. I just want to get the job done, you know? I don't like to check my money until the job is done. I'm not that kind of person. If you hire me to do something, I'm going to do it before I charge your butt a rather substantial amount of money for a job well done, if you know what I'm saying. But I've got all of the templates over here for this particular quad. I wanted to show you guys how I do this. Pretty easy to do, actually. You can actually rotate the direction of your positive chisel designs too. So all you have to do is try and make like very symmetrical designs, and then you can just sort of rotate them like this, right? So that's that little bit, and this is the lamp bit, which we need to rotate. Actually, that is the lamp from the single lamp post. So what we need to do here is reset this and go and make a copy of the quad lamp design, which is over here. But yeah, that's the beautiful thing about Chisel and Bits. Once you have one thing designed, you can just keep copying it, making copies of it. But make sure that you get your first design perfect, or you'll go back and forth redesigning all of your stuff. But there we go. Now we've got the lamp. So let's put it onto placement, and we need to rotate it until it's in the right position. There we go. Beautiful. And then we'll rotate it twice like that. Beautiful. And then all we need to do is pop over to the other side to do exactly the same thing here for this street lamp. But yeah, man, absolutely amazing. I love how this lamp has turned out. It's looking absolutely beautiful. I hope the fools like it too, man. And you know what? We are getting paid $500 for this. And, you know, for me, that's quite a lot of cash, man. That is basically half the price of me purchasing the Big Cheez grill plot. So I wanted to do a really good job out here. You know, I didn't want to do a half job here. I wanted to do something really, really beautiful for the fools. So here we go. All we're going to do is stick the caps on top here. And that, my friends, is the Full City street lamp job completed, and I am super happy with that, man. These things are looking amazing. I'm very proud of this build. Probably the best thing I've ever made in Chisel and Bits, I must admit. It took many hours to do though, but it's beautiful. It's a little bit of art here on FoolCraft. Amazing. Now, speaking of art, let's talk about the art of cash monies, shall we? Let's go have a look how much money we have made. Oh, also, I wanted to do something over here, guys. This jazz over here, I have a feeling that this was me. Yeah, it kind of looks like this was me. Basically, I had a hotkey assigned to a key. Basically, I worked out a couple of days ago that I had a hotkey assigned to my inventory that was also throw bit. And I think that at some point I came through the portal and I was pressing R, and I think I just puked out a whole bunch of bits onto the floor of Town Hall, and no one has been able to work out what this is. Even the government, I think, is confused, but I actually think that was me. So I'm going to pick all of those up, do a bit of cleanup out here. Let's go see how much cash monies we have managed to make for ourselves over here. Kaplam! Oh my goodness. That is a lot of bling blings. What is happening over here? Scrooge McDuck from the government? What? Why did we get a Scrooge McDuck statue? That's kind of weird. I guess I'll take it. Also, I have no space in my inventory now because it's covered in bits. Yeah, look at all of these blocks. These are from the Big Cheez Grill, guys. Oh, that is hilarious. It was me that puked all over Town Hall. I'm sorry, fools. My bad. But look at how much money we have got here, dudes. Absolutely insane. So there's $400, $450, $500, and $560. That's our living wage. Amazing. And then these are all of the jobs that we got paid for, right? Street lights, Get Well Fool, Meals on Wheels, and Secret Admirer, all done. Oh, that is absolutely insane. So that's quite a lot of cash money. I don't actually know how much money we have in total. Let's find our wallet here somewhere of this inventory, guys. It hurts me so much. Yep, obviously it's going to be the last bag of holding. There's all of our monies. Oh, that is beautiful. So we got like a lot of money here, don't we? Which is great. We're going to have to pay some rent now, though, don't we? We got to pay our rent. So I think we have a week 2 receipt in here. Yeah, there we go. That's the week 2 receipt, right? So let's go and pay our rent over here. And I think we got to do it like this. There we go. It's 200 that we got to pay, right? Jeez, man, that's expensive. Okay, so $200 has been paid to the government for rental of the Big Cheez Grill. Speaking of which, shall we go check if we made any more money this last weekend in the Big Cheez? I have a feeling that the prices or at least sales have dried up, but you never know. We might have a couple more sales. Ooh, we do have a couple more sales over here. Looks like someone bought half a stack of cheesy cheese chips, and somebody bought another stack of grilled cheese. Nice. All right, so that's taking us up to quite a lot of money. I don't actually know how much. You know what? Let's do this. Let's do a little bit of combinations so that I can sort of try and work out exactly. Geez, wait a minute. Let's break these down into, into tens. Why can't I break these down into tens? Oh, geez, what's going on with this money? Okay, so then we can turn it into tens, and then the 20s, and this we can turn into 50s. No, that's not how it works. Okay, do we have to do it exactly? Okay, well, that doesn't really make any sense. Why can't I make $100 bills here? What the freak is going on? Oh my goodness. Do I have to do maths on camera? Huh. You guys ready for this? Okay, so 200, 350, 350, 450, 510, 520, 620 plus 40, 660? Was that right? Do we have $660? I think so. We've also just completed the street lamps job, so that's going to be 1,060. No, 1,160 in the end, I think. Oh my goodness. Dudes, please forgive me if I've done my maths wrong. We made a lot of money. That's all that matters. So the very first thing that I see when I warp back to Big Cheez Power is this very strange monstrosity, very scary looking billboard thing. And I gotta say, man, this is a piece of marketing genius. This is an advert for Iskel's first shop on FoolCraft. I am so excited because this shop is actually exactly what we need to progress here with the Big Cheez Power project. The famous Black Pearl now open, limited time exclusive cheap ender pearls for all fools. Find us by the boardwalk in Fool's City. That is amazing, my dudes. The one thing that we are lacking like nobody's business is ender pearls. I've been spending too many hours in the desert at night. I've been asking fools not to sleep so that I can kill endermen, and we can buy ender pearls now? That is absolutely amazing. I'm guessing that Scalda has put this little advert at every single person's waypoint. Shall we do a little bit of a check here? Let's go to, I don't know, Falsey's base. Yep, as you walk to Falsey's base, there is the Black Pearl advert. Oh, Scalda, this is pretty genius, my dude. This is pretty genius. All right, so let's go and find the Black Pearl, my dudes, and let's get for ourselves a couple of ender pearls in the belly, because I need a bunch of ender pearls. We have actually got, by the way, I figured out how to use the money properly. We've got 650, 70, 80, 680 bucks after all of that, and I'm pretty sure I got the maths wrong, so I'm just going to facepalm myself right now. ReNDoG, please don't ever do maths again on camera. I've been saying it for 7 years, and yet I still do it. I'm an idiot. By the way, how beautiful does the boardwalk look with the new street lamps out here? Absolutely glorious, right? Also a little bit of a street lamp out here in front of Scalda's shops. How awesome are these signs? Oh my goodness, man. We need to figure out how to do these. These are absolutely beautiful. Fool's Blaze and the famous Black Pearl since 1929. That's a random number just before the war started. Very strange indeed. But these shops are absolutely glorious. Let's start at the Black Pearl. How do we actually buy the ender pearls? There's a vending machine? What? Okay, why did I not know about this when I set up the frickin' Big Cheez grill? Oh, is this like a multi-block structure or something? It looks like it might be. That is so cool. Look at this thing. Oh, that is amazing. Okay, so we got the got a couple of the goods on the rack here, and whatever this thing is, which is absolutely terrifying. A couple of totem pole enderman faces up in the business. Very nice. Loving the shop. Oh, look at these curtains too. That's glorious. How does this actually work? Do we have to have an open hand on this? Oh, there we go. Okay, so $50 for a stack of ender pearls, or for 16 ender pearls. Also $10 for a stack of enderman heads. We might actually need that at some point. That's pretty good. Oh, this even makes change for us? Amazing. You know what? Oh, it's 1 ender pearl for $5 or 16 for 50. So that's actually a massive deal, right? Because $5 for 16 would be, what, $80 for a stack? So that's a $30 saving. You know what? I'm going to take one of these. How does this actually work? Do we take these? No. Okay. Do we take it with the 50? Like this? How does this work? Hello? Do we stick it in there? Oh, you stick the money in and then it gives you credit. Oh, that's so epic. Okay, we'll take the 16. Beautiful. Oh man, that is tasty. 16 ender pearls is actually going to help us out a lot for today's episode, in fact, guys. So that's beautiful. What else can we buy here? Blaze? Wow. This place looks fantastic, man. Look at the blaze powder on the shelves and stuff. Just showing you exactly what you can get. As we know, blaze powder is pretty important in FoolCraft. How much are these things? $50 for a stack of blaze rods, or $2 for 1 blaze powder? Is that what it is? Is that 1 for $2? Oh, okay. Somebody bought a whole bunch of blaze powder here too. So that's going to be what, $32 for a stack of blaze powder? You know what, my dude? I'm going to have to save to buy my plots. So, I think I'm going to bypass the blaze powder. We do live in a desert, don't we, guys? And we can actually get a lot of blaze powder from the cinder pearls in the outback, in the Big Cheez outback. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with the ender pearls, though, I must say. Scalda, amazing, my dude. You cranked into a pretty lucrative corner of the FoolCraft market there, my brother. From one capitalist to another. I commend you, my dude. The Big Cheez approves. It's another perfectly glorious day out here at Big Cheez Power in the outback, guys. That's one thing I will say about this biome. The weather is amazing. It's always perfect. Never raining, always hot. The sun is always out. It's beautiful out here, man. Anyway, welcome back, my friends, to Big Cheez Power. It's time to get down to some technical Minecraft. enough tomfoolery around this server. Let's get down to business because we have got a lot of stuff to get through today. Since we were last together, a lot has happened around here, as you can see. And I did most of the stuff off camera because, honestly, these things we did already together back at the Ren Cave. This is the wheat farm. This is the salt farm. That is the frickin' milk farm. And I've just reinstalled them out here at Big Cheez Power with a few improvements, using Ender.io cabling instead and small storage crates to increase the storage capacities and whatnot. But basically exactly the same factories that we had out there at the Ren Cave. And this, of course, is going to be the heart of this entire operation. The sheep poop coming out of what is going to become a giant, well, shed, I guess, out here in the desert using this sheet metal, which I think is going to look really, really awesome. But most excitingly, my dudes, we have made some excellent progress out here with our immersive engineering diesel power plant facility that we set up last episode. I've added a couple foundations over here too, but last time we were together, I was very unhappy about these Ender.io cables, wasn't I? They were not working out for me, and honestly, the styles of them don't match these two styles, right? And a ton of you guys came at me in the comment section of the last episode with some amazing advice. Thank you, everybody, for the advice. Please keep it coming, man. You guys keep me super inspired. We have actually got some blocks that we can use that are going to basically do what we need to do, which is transfer power and transfer liquids that are going to match the style of immersive engineering because, well, those blocks come from immersive engineering. And I'm going to show you guys exactly what we're talking about in a second. First things first, though, I want to do a little bit of chiseling and bitsing out here. These support pillars are really, really thick, right? And they're kind of covering the awesomeness of these machines. So I did some chiseling and bitsing down here in our first little shack. And I want to just do some replacements over here of these pillars. And yeah, we can just use a positive chisel design to get these installed. And yeah, these look really sweet, right? Like it just looks like one of those metallic support beams that you might see in an Outback like thing. I don't even know what you would call these things. I guess it's like a metal support pillar or something, but it just helps to, you know, break a little bit of space between the blocks and the machine so that they aren't flush against each other. It looks a little less Minecrafty and a little bit more realistic, if that makes any sense at all. But yeah, that looks pretty awesome, right? Let's get all of these pillars sorted out. And actually, as we're doing this, I'm kind of exposing some of the blocks that I've been talking about. And yeah, these pipes over here, these are the business time, my dudes. Now, from immersive engineering, we have got a couple of very interesting blocks that we can use. Firstly, the fluid pipe. Okay, the fluid pipe is not just a thing that you use in the recipe for the multi-blocks, but it actually transfers fluid, and it transfers fluid smartly. So what I've done here is I've got a fluid pipe running from the industrial fermenter, and that comes all the way over here into the refinery, and that is transferring ethanol, of course. And then we've got another pipe running from the squeezer, and as you can see, they go up into the roof, which I think is really cool. I want to expose these pipes because they are absolutely beautiful, right? And this pipe comes all the way to the other side of the refinery, and that plugs in over there for all of the plant juices. We've only got one more pipe to install over here, and that is, of course, going to be the pipe coming out of the refinery and transferring the biodiesel into the engine itself, right? And that needs to plug in over here. Now, we can actually use a wrench to change around this thing. I think we actually use the hammer to do this. Yeah, we can actually change the hammer. Yeah, we can use the hammer to sort of configure the pipes. And take a look at this, man. What we're going to do with this one, I think, is, this is going to be kind of tricky. I want the pipe to go up and over, so maybe what we need to do is get rid of these stupid Ender.io electricity cables, which we're going to be replacing with a really beautiful block in a second. But what we need to do, I think, is go over the top here, right? So let's get some pipage going. And as you can see, it sort of connects up in here, so you need to use your hammer, your engineer's hammer, to sort of disconnect every now and then. And this is going to have to run underneath here, I think, right? So let's have a look. Where is it coming from? Yes, it's going to be, we still have more of these cables in the way. There we go. I think it's going to run like this and then connect up. Yeah, so then we're going to have to use the hammer to disconnect that connection over there. That's looking pretty good. Any other weird rogue connections over here? Nope, looks pretty good. And there is our exit hole. Let's just get rid of these Ender IO pipes. And yeah, please, Ender IO pipes, get out of my life. Also, we probably need to sleep the night away real quick. Let's just do a bit of sleepage. There we go. Now we can actually see what's cracking. And I guess what we should do is get the pipe to go this way and just keep making sure it's disconnected from everything. And this pipe can now go up, I suppose. And is it going to have to go one more block across? Let's have a look. Yeah, this will have to come one more block across like so. Disconnect over there. And let's bring the pipe across and down. No, one more across there. And then we'll connect it up. And man, I just love how these pipes look. Look at them. They run so nicely next to each other also. It just feels like an actual factory now. Look at that. Look at those pipes. That is so sweet. Okay, so anyway, that should now be transferring biodiesel. Yeah, look at that. The biodiesel is going into the engine over here. Hopefully this engine has a tank in it. We can't actually access the engine. So I'm hoping all of this excess biodiesel is getting stored. Yeah, it does look like it has a tank of about 21,000 MBs, which is really, really sweet. Okay, so that's all the fluid pipes done, and look how beautiful they are, right? So much better than the Ender IO cables. Next up, though, my dudes, this is the bit that I've been super excited about for today's episode, and this is something that Iskal showed me, actually, and man, I'm excited about this. Let's just fix that up there, because that was a bit of a derp. There we go. Now, take a look at this. We have some very interesting cables that we can use from immersive engineering to generate or to transfer power in between the immersive engineering machines, okay? I've made something here called HV wire coils, which stands for high voltage wire coils, and I believe that these wire coils can transfer 5,000 RF or something around that region. To make these, of course, we need aluminium wire and steel wire. And aluminium wire is made with shears and the aluminium plates that we made last time. And the other one is, of course, made with steel and shears. So very easy to make this high voltage wire. We also need something called an HV wire connector, which is made with some terracotta that we can get from a mesa and some aluminium ingots, right? So super easy to make those. And an HV wire relay, which is made out of aluminium ingots and insulating glass, which is made from clear glass, green dye, and some pulverized iron, which you stick iron ore into a sag mill to create, right? Now, let me try and break this down for you. It's very sweet because it kind of works intuitively as it would in the real world. We've got something called an HV wire connector that looks a little something like that, okay? So this is what you need to connect to whatever machine is receiving power, right? It's got some of these buffers on it too so that the electricity doesn't just melt the machine that it's connecting into. And then we've got something called an HV wire relay, which of course is a bridge between the connector and the next connector, right? And I'm starting to understand why this mod is called immersive engineering, because it really is immersive, isn't it? It feels super realistic, right? So take a look at this. This is going to be machine A, where our first connector is going into, and this is going to be machine B, where our second connector is going into. So if we want to connect machine A to machine B, we're going to do so using an HV wire coil. So we're going to connect it here, then we're going to hit it onto the relay, and that makes an actual power cable, and look how it bends like that. How cool is that? And then of course we can run another cable from the connector to machine B. So now we have a solid connection between machine A and machine B over here. So you guys picking up what I'm putting down over here, my friends? We are going to be running a connector from the diesel generator into all of the immersive engineering machines, right? Then we're going to be running another connection to our capacitor banks. So all of the energy, or maybe what we should do is run a connector from the diesel generator to a capacitor bank, and then cables from the capacitor banks to the machines. Maybe that's a better way to do it, I guess. I'm not entirely sure, but let's give this a go, right? So we're going to put the connector up here, Absolutely beautiful. Look how cool that looks, man. That is so sweet. Maybe what we do is we stick a capacitor bank up here somewhere. Yeah, let's go to the very center of our machine, which is going to be, or of our factory rather, which is going to be like over here, I guess. This is the perfect center over here, right? So maybe we have, this is going to be kind of tricky to do because we're going to have to run some relays over here. Shall we just try get the machines connected up first? Yeah, so let's have our connection for the refinery over there, right? So we're going to need a relay above this machine over here. So I guess the relay goes there, and then we can run some cabling from the diesel generator to the relay, and then from the relay down into the connector. Can it get there? Yes, it can. Oh my goodness, it's actually powered up now. Yeah, because it's actually fueling that diesel. Maybe we should disconnect that for now because we're losing some of that energy, right? Can we disconnect this? No, we can't. What about this one? Okay, so we'll unplug this for now. That is so awesome though, right? Jeez, that is cool. Now, let's run another connection out here, I think, to the fermenter. And maybe what we can do is stick one of these relays. Let's have a look. Where was that relay? It's over there. It's not going to be quite in the same place out here. Oh my goodness, Ren, can you please stop derping up so badly? There we go. So the relay is going to probably go over here, I suppose. And then this connector is over there on this side, and that should connect quite nicely. Let's have a look. Will that connect nicely? Oh, it actually can't be touching any other blocks. All right, that's going to be a little bit more complicated than I thought, my friends. Let me see if I can get all of these connectors sort of powered up here, and then we can get this bad boy up and running. How sweet are these cables, though? This is the best mod, man. Immersive engineering is so awesome. Now we be cooking with diesel gas. I'm a digging it, dogs. Bam! That is looking absolutely amazing, isn't it? Whew, that is beautiful. It is so industrial looking, and this chisel and bits work that we've done here really matches the style of the immersive engineering machines, right? Absolutely sweet. So basically, I've transformed this entire scaffolding into a chisel and bit structure, and I raised the entire roof of the thing by about 3 blocks or so, and that's given us enough space at the very top of this structure to lay down some of these HV relays over here, right? And I thought I'd bring you back for this moment, because this is going to be sweet, man. We get to wire up this entire system now, and I've made sure that there's going to be no conflicts and stuff with that wiring that we saw. And look how cool that looks, man. So I've got the capacitor bank up here. It's kind of hanging over the edge of these 2 support beams, and from here we're going to be running a cable from the diesel generator to the capacitor bank, but we'll set that up last, right? What we need to do is run a cable from this relay to that relay over there, right? There we go. So now the power will come from the capacitor bank across here, and then we'll run the cabling from all of the relays across the facility, and this is going to go all the way over here, and then we can connect up to the different machines below from the relays, because these relays can actually accept multiple connections, which is really, really sweet. So we do need to get a connector down here and onto the squeezer there too. So let's connect this connector to that relay over there. Beautiful. And this is basically the same as those Ender.io cablings that we were using, but it's actually much easier to install, I find, and it definitely matches the design style around here really well, doesn't it? There we go. Look at that. Oh, that is so sweet, my dudes. Look at that. We can see the cabling up there. Amazing. And I guess what we'll do is have some power towers over here. The cables will sort of run all the way around the power plant, right? On some of those like power line cable towers or whatever they're called. I'm so excited, my brain's not even working right now. Okay, awesome. So we're about ready to plug this sucker in and get this thing fired up, which is super exciting. So if we connected up the diesel generator into our relay system over here, everything should start firing up, right? So let's plug this into the capacitor bank. Boom! And the diesel generator is firing up. Beautiful. Okay, let's not go into the diesel generator. It's kind of a dangerous machine. It seems we shouldn't be walking on heavy machinery anyway, right? Let's have a look at this. Yeah, not receiving any power here. Very interesting. Hang on. Do we need to... Oh, I know what we need to do. We need to change this to input, right? Is that going to start receiving power now? No, that's very curious. Maybe this needs to be a connector. Yeah, I think this connection here needs to be a connector. So that's been a little bit of an error. Let's try that one more time. This has got to be a connector, right? I suppose. Is that working now? Let's have a look. Is that receiving power? No, that's not receiving power. Interesting. I think I done cracked the nuts on this one, guys. Been about 20 minutes in Google trying to figure this one out. But of course, the problem that we're having out here at Big Cheez Power is we are trying to connect immersive engineering to Ender.io, right? We're generating power with immersive engineering and trying to store it in Ender.io. And they are kind of two different systems, so I don't think this is going to work out quite the way that I wanted to. But I've got a plan to try and make this work over here, right? So let's just sleep the night away if we can in a moment. By the way, I've made something here called an HV capacitor, which is made from steel ingots, aluminium ingots, a block of lead, some treated wood planks, and a block of redstone. And this is basically the battery for immersive engineering, right? And that up there is the battery for Ender.io. So we're going to try and find a way to make them talk to each other. Let's just sleep that night away with our sleep charm. Man, I love that thing. So let's see if we can work this thing out, right? So check it out. This HV capacitor is actually pretty sweet. Let's install it over here. And with the hammer, we can change the sides of it. Blue is for input, I believe. So we're going to add an input over there, and we'll add a connector up in this business too, right? So that's going to connect up to our diesel generator over here. Then we want to have another output on the side of our capacitor bank, and you can see that's again represented by orange. So there we go. If we connect up our HB capacitor connector here, we should be able to connect this to that thing. Hang on, that didn't quite work the way that I wanted it to. There we go. So those are now connected. Yeah, the wiring connecting is a little bit weird. I must admit, I'm still trying to figure exactly out how it works. But there we go. Now the diesel generator is running, and it does kick you off every now and then like that. It's kind of weird. Oh, I see what it is. We're getting electrical shock, aren't we, from touching that? Okay, that's interesting. Don't want to go anywhere near that cabling. That's kind of dangerous. But that should now be receiving power. Yeah, look at that. It is storing up to, is that 4 million IF? Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Nice. Okay, so that's storing 4 million IF from the diesel generator. But I don't think the capacitor bank is receiving anything. No. So I'm thinking what we need to do here. Oh, jeez. Don't want to land on that electricity. That is literally going to shock us to death. Let's just make sure we're eaten here. What I want to try and do up at the top here is maybe find a way to connect the capacitor bank to the HV capacitor. And what I'm thinking is if we change this to output, right, is that going to connect up to the Ender.io capacitor? Where did that capacitor actually go? There it is. That might be the solution here. I'm not entirely sure if it's going to work yet. I haven't tested this. So if this doesn't work, I'd appreciate a little bit of help on this one, guys. How can we get these two things talking to each other? Because, of course, this has got a lot more saving capacity than the HV capacitor over here. But let's connect that up over there. Is that working? Yes, that's working. Okay, nice. So they do actually talk to each other that way. And that's going to be saving up 20 million energy. I think it's infinite. I don't actually know what it's called. I wish I did. I think it's infinity energy or something. I don't know. Anyway, those two are now working together. That diesel engine is firing away, isn't it? That is amazing. Okay, so if everything is working right now, we should have connected up our immersive engineering power plant perfectly over here. We are storing power in the capacitor bank, which we will then relay via some power cables, or some power towers, electricity towers. I don't even know what they're called, but we'll have a couple of those around the power plant, which will be amazing. And this should all be up and running now, right? Is this actually smelting? Oh, this has collected a little bit of junk over here. But that sounds like it's firing up, which is awesome. I guess what we need to do is try and get these two machines fired up now too, to see if the whole system is going to work. So we should have a little bit of material here to get the whole system fired up. Let's get ourselves a few seeds from here. 19 seeds. That's probably not enough seedage, actually. Well, the diesel engine stopped running, which means that capacitor bank up there is now completely full of energy. Very, very good. I do want to test the whole system out, though, right? I mean, how awesome does this look, dudes? It looks so sweet. I love it. But I do want to make sure that the whole thing is fired up, which means we need to get our squeezer and our fermenter up and running. And for that, we're going to need a bunch of seeds. So this is a perfect opportunity to move on to the next part of today's episode, or the final part of today's episode anyway, which is going to be finding a way to collect all of this bone meal over here that the sheeps are making and getting that into our seed factory over here. So at the Ren Cave, we had those absorption hoppers doing that for us, right? But today, we're going to use, well, these ender pearls that we purchased a little bit earlier from the Black Pearl to make our lives a lot easier. What we discovered when we created all of those absorption hoppers is that they actually function at a very slow rate, don't they? They kind of suck, actually, when it comes to sucking up items. So we're going to be making something called a vacuum chest. Or a vacuum hopper, I think. No, it's called a vacuum chest from Ender.io. And this thing sucks like nobody's business. And to make this thing, of course, we need a pulsating crystal. And for that, we need pulsating iron ingots. And to make pulsating iron ingots, of course, we are ramming... Hold on, Jace, where did it go? We are going to be ramming ender pearls with iron ingots into an alloy smelter. And that is going to allow us to make a couple of vacuum chests over here, which is going to really help to take our vacuuming of sheep poop to the next freaking level, right? So here's the idea for this little bone meal farm, okay? We're going to creating like a shack out here out of this beautiful sheet metal, but I want to have 2 layers worth of sheepage. And what we're going to do is stick those vacuum chests in this position here, and that vacuum chest is going to be able to suck the poop out from down here and from above, right? So we'll be able to have 2 levels of sheep, and the vacuum chest has a range of 5 blocks, I believe, or 6 blocks, in fact. So it's going to suck out the poop from... Oh my goodness, I've fallen in with the sheep over here. Jeez. No, sheep, get down. Back in there, my dude. I know you hate your life, but it's okay. You'll be fine. Anyway, let me get this set up, my dudes, and we can start sucking some frickin' bone meal out of this place. I gotta say, guys, that $50 spent on ender pearls at the Black Pearl is starting to pay off like nobody's business, man. I'm currently doing a little bit of cabling over here, and, well, we're gonna need an absolute insane amount of item conduits, because, of course, we are gonna be transferring bone meal from the sheep farm all the way to the potato factory, and, of course, all the way to the wheat factory, too. We also then need to transfer all the seeds from the wheat factory back to the immersive engineering power plant. So, we're going to have a ton of these Ender.io cabling over here, or cables required, and I've just been trying to run a few underground here, trying to figure out exactly how these are going to be connected up to each other. And yeah, with the portable crafting table here, I can just remake them whenever I need to, and of course we need pulsating ingots, and I've been cooking up some of those off camera over here, so we can make a butt ton more of these bad boys. Very, very nice. We also need to make that beautiful vacuum chest thing, right? So why don't we do that now, and then I'll finish off this cabling in a second. I want to show you exactly where I'm going to be sticking this vacuum chest. So let me go get my diamond, which is over here somewhere. Yeah, here it is. Jeez, this inventory today, though, guys, driving me crazy. We need to make these pulsating crystals, of course, right, for this vacuum chest thing. And that's pretty easy to make once you've got the pulsating ingots. So let's make ourselves a couple of these vacuum chests. I think I need to make 1 more of these bad boys. There we go. And then we can crank this. We need some chests, apparently. There they are. Good stuff. And then we drop the pulsating ingots. Yep, the item management is real today, guys. All right, vacuum chests in the house. Beautiful. Let's get these installed into our sheep poop factory over here. And by the end of today's episode, we should be able to fire up our beautiful plant over there, right? We should be able to get this thing running completely. So we're going to stick our vacuum chest over here. My goodness, look at that suckage. Crazy stuff. We can actually show the range here, and that's going to go all the way over. Yeah, that's perfect, because some of the bone meal actually pops out of the shed. You can see some of it over there. So that's actually absolutely perfectly designed by myself, if I do say so myself. Good job, ReNDoG. Let's get 1 more of these vacuum chests installed over here. Sheep, get out of the freaking way, you idiot. There we go. And let's get this bad boy over here. And yeah, that's going to also completely cover all of the sheep over here. Beautiful. So Last thing that we need to do, of course, is get out of here. The vacuum chest connected up to this system over here. So always active, extract. And what I've done is I've made sure that all of this bone meal is going to be sent down into a storage crate underneath this factory so that we can store excess bone meal too, because we're going to be generating an absolute insane amount of bone meal from 2 levels of sheep over here. So let's just zoop our way out of here and just make sure that is connecting. And yeah, this is where I've been sending the bone meal, right? It should be going into here. Let's have a look. Is that storing bone meal? Yeah, along with a whole bunch of other stuff too. But there we can see the bone meal is starting to arrive. And then from this storage crate, we will send the bone meal into the potato farm and into the wheat farm over here. And then we should be able to get, well, one section of our power plant up and running. And we still have a ridiculous amount of other sections to fire up. But let's start with the sheep bit here, shall we? Let's get our power plant over there fired up for today. And then we can feel really good, man. This is coming together a real treat, isn't it, guys? Well, cyber diggity dogs, as usual with modded Minecraft and ReNDoG, it's taken me the entire day to get to this point. But I'm excited because we're a few steps away from actually firing up our immersive engineering diesel power plant and turning on a couple of things around here, which is super awesome. So I finished making the sheep pen shack thing, and we now have 2 layers worth of sheepage. Unfortunately, we don't have any sheep on this layer, so we're going to have to do something about that. We're going to have to steal some sheep from under there if we can with the golden lasso. Not quite getting down there, unfortunately, so I'm going to have to dig a little bit of a deeper hole here to get a couple of the sheep from down there up here. Oh, dang it, why couldn't this have been easy? Hi sheep, what's happening? Nothing's going on around here. Don't you guys worry, don't mind me. I know that it's a little bit of a rough situation that you're having down here, trapped all alone in pure utter darkness. I do apologize for that, sheep, but listen, it's for the greater good, okay? It's for Big Cheez Power. We need you. Big Cheese needs you, sheepies. Let's steal a couple of these sheep and get them upstairs here, and then we can get a little bit of wheat and start doing a bit of breeding over here, right? We probably need to increase the population of the sheep on both of the levels, but that's something that I can do off camera. That's okay. That should be enough sheep for now, I think. There we go. And let's just remove this so that they have a little bit of space to move around down there. You know, here at Big Cheez, we like to treat our animals well and make sure they have a decent life. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. All right, so we've got a couple of sheep here on the top floor. Excellent. We could probably do a little bit of breeding here too. So let's pick up a little bit of wheat from our wheat farm, and there's a bit of poop in there too, which is a bit of disturbing. Anyway, you sheep, propagate and be plentiful. There you go, make a couple babies. Now, the final thing that we need to do over here, guys, is sort out our cabling for this part of our power plant, right? So it's a little bit complicated, but let me see if I can explain myself. We're making bone meal in here. That bone meal needs to head over to here to make wheat, right? So we've got a cable running underneath the ground here. I've got a bit of a maintenance passageway here too, and these cables go up to those vacuum chests, and all of that bone meal is being stored in here. What we want to do, of course, is make sure that these cables don't connect with each other either. So we're using a Yeta wrench for this, and to make this you need some electrical steel and a stone gear, which is pretty cheap to make, but all of the bone meal is getting stored in here. Now we need to send the bone meal from this chest into our wheat farm, so I've got a filter set up over here to send bone meal in that direction, and we'll turn that on in a second. We also need to send the bone meal into our potato farm for the fermenter, right, so that we can make ethanol. So that's going to head all the way around the back here, and we need to do a little bit of disconnecting. Oops, that one needs to reconnect. Bit of disconnecting over here, right? There we go. So bone meal is going to be traveling from here, and this goes into the mechanical users up there that are feeding the potato farm up there. And then, of course, we've got another cable running all the way into the squeezer, and this cable is coming all the way from the wheat farm, sending seeds into the squeezer over there, right? So let's just follow this cable, make sure everything is connected correctly. There we go, and we're going to have another filter in here for seeds. There we go. Okay, so I've set that filter up. This is never active. Let's change that to always active. So we should be receiving some seeds. That wheat is going to be used to make the grilled cheese sandwiches eventually, right? But we'll do that next episode. For now, let's get the actual removal of bone meal out of here automated. And you know what we probably want to do here? Now that I'm thinking about it, we want to round robin this, right? So that the amount of bone meal that goes to the potatoes and the wheat is actually even. So I think what we'll do is set up a little bit of a different system over here, right? Let's, for example, set up an output over here, and that means we can save on the filters too. So let's just have one filter over here, and that filter should be set to bone meal. Yeah, that's going to pull out bone meal, and we'll set that to round robin, so the an equal amount of bone meal will go to the wheat and to the potato farms. And let's just disconnect these connections over here. That was a mistake. Oh, dang it. Wow, those vacuum chests don't mess around, guys. They have some serious suckage on them. Anyway, I've just replaced the storage container over here, and that is going to be set to bone meal. Perfect. And if we turn that to always active, we should see that bone meal now getting sucked out of here. I'll clean all of this up off camera, guys. Don't worry. I just want to see if our system's actually up and running. But there we go. So bone meal lands up in here, and then bone meal will be sent, hopefully, into our wheat farm, which should be firing off now. Yeah, it is. There we go. Mechanical users are going. Very good. So we are now creating seeds, which are getting sucked out. Beautiful. And those seeds should be ending up in the squeezer over there, being turned into plant oil, right? Let's have a look. Is that ending up in here? Yeah, it looks like some seeds are landing up in here. The plant oil is slowly but surely being generated. Yes, they're the seeds. They are arriving. Now, is bone meal arriving here? Potatoes are being produced. Brilliant. Ethanol is being created along with a whole bunch of other unnecessary stuff inside of this thing. Oh my goodness. We need to set up a filter for poisonous potatoes too, but that's fine. There we go. Beautiful. Ethanol is being created. Excellent. That means that biodiesel is being generated over here. Amazing. And that means that the diesel freaking generator is now up and running. And it looks like we have a perpetual system here, don't we? Absolutely amazing. A little bit of that energy is being produced or used to fire up these machines over here, but the rest of that energy we are going to be storing in some sort of massive battery here in Big Cheez Power. I'm not entirely sure what we're going to do with that battery, but we are going to still need to power up a couple of other things around here. But my dudes, my brain is 100% melted right now, and I need to say goodbye. But I'm really happy with where we are at right now. Our beautiful power plant is looking amazing using these immersive engineering pipes and cables and stuff. That looks fantastic. And we have the bone meal side of our cheese grill factory up and running. And that bone meal is heading over to the two different sides that it is needed. And boom, baby, this place is getting absolutely fired up like nobody's business. I hope it all makes sense because it's all a little bit complicated. Anyway, that's going to do it from me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hey, if you enjoyed the episode and you like what you see over here, show me the love, man. Hit me that freaking like button, okay? It's super important that you do that because it helps YouTube know that this series is enjoyed by you guys and lets a few more people come and enjoy it too. So thank you, my dudes. And if you enjoy the series, hit the subscribe button, of course, and don't forget to jingle jangle the subscribe notification bell thingy. My brain's given up on life, guys. We'll smell you all in the next episode, okay? Thanks for watching. ReNDoG signing out.